us recognize these movies because we grew up watching them from a really young age. We always love the action sequences it gives us, and we try to imitate the hero afterwards. However, these movies make us insensitive to the actual brutality of guns in real life. In my personal experience, I went to the shooting range, and the people who taught me how to wield it correctly were nice and normal people. They taught me how to aim, how to fire, and they let me do whatever I wanted after that with the guns. And overall, it was both a terrifying and exhilarating experience. Until that point, no news of violence or gun violence ever struck me. America has had a rough history when it comes to mass shootings, and about 307 mass shootings alone occurred in 2017. One of the worst was the Harvest Music Festival in Las Vegas. Hundreds of people came to Las Vegas just to listen to a concert and have a good time, when suddenly a gunman from the 32nd floor of a hotel began firing on them. Nobody knew where the gunshots were coming from or where to hide, and at least 50 people were killed and 546 injured. Another less recent incident occurred in Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012, where the murderer Adam Lanza shot and killed 20 kindergartners. President Obama addressed this incident and decided to take some new measures in gun control. Unfortunately, he was unsuccessful due to the strong opposition of the NRA, or National Rifles Association. The NRA has been influencing gun policy and has been rejecting every single attempt to pass gun control legislation. One way the NRA gains influence is by lobbying the National Party, the party committees, and the congressional members. New York Times states that the top 5 recipients of NRA funds receive about $3.8 to $7.7 million from the NRA directly. They also lobby the House of Representatives, like French Hill. Because donations are being made to both the Senate and the House, meaningful political action on gun control is being prevented. The NRA was also very active during the 2016 presidential election. According to the Federal Election Committee, all of the 2016 candidates that were competing in the election were paid by both gun control and gun rights activists. And the NRA always argues that they're merely defending the Second Amendment, and they accuse the government of violating the Second Amendment that allows the citizens the rights to bear arms. However, the government is not undermining that rule in any way, but is simply looking out for the public safety. Congress passes the gun control legislation in order to prevent the wrong type of people from accessing guns. For example, in the Sutherland shootings, the killer marched into a church and started killing people and shooting them just because of an argument with his mother-in-law. This was also caused by some mental health problems, which could have been avoided if Congress passed the NRA also has a politically active membership, and it uses that base for its cause. According to Washington Post reports, about 5 million NRA members are advised on gun control issues and are instructed on who to vote for and who to vote against. For example, 2 Colorado Senators, John Morse and Angela Guerin, supported gun control legislation after a shooting at the Colorado Theater. This angered gun rights activists in that region, and they started a campaign to recall the 2. NRA members held rallies and encouraged other people to vote against them. NRA member Morse was infringing on their rights and freedoms, but in fact, he was only taking appropriate measures after the Colorado shootings. Looking at all this, it is obvious that the NRA affects gun policy and its influence must be curtailed. Only then can we reduce the occurrences of these mass shootings.